All right, everyone, welcome back to Sunshine for the Soul. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. We have got super blue moon energies coming August 30th to 31st, and I'm going to touch base and talk to you a little bit about what this super blue moon means to us as a spiritual energetic being. So first, a little background about the moon. You know, I've been trying to implement just some trivia about these changing astral bodies and what it means to us when they're in certain positions. So the blue moon is very rare. The last time we had one was October 31st of 2020. Now think about what it is you were doing October of 2020. Probably not such a great year. So the blue moon happens 3 to 4 times per year, but the super blue moon is very, very rare, and the next one will be May 31st of 2026. So because this is a rare energy, a rare phenomenon in the astrological field, this is big energies for us to utilize, and they peak 24 to 48 hours, when the moon is its biggest and closest to us. So it's considered super because of the positioning it is with the Earth. And NASA says that the moon travels around our planet in an elliptical orbit or an elongated circle, not a perfect circle, with the Earth closer to one side of the eclipse. Each month the moon passes through the point closest to the Earth, which is called the perigee, and the point farthest from the Earth, which is the apogee. When the moon is at or near its closest point to Earth at the same time it's full, it's called a super moon, because during this event the full moon is a little bit closer to us than usual, and it appears especially large and bright in the sky. So closer means more energy. The moon pulls and controls the gravitational force of all the ocean water on our planet. It pulls it back and then lets it go, and that's how we get the tides. So you can imagine if that gets a little closer to us, how the energies will affect us. It is in the sign of Pisces, which is a waterable sign. This is a mutable sign, meaning it can shift from one state to another. So this energy is about moving, shifting, changing. Think of it as haze, like the haze up here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Some mornings I wake up and I can't even see the house across the street. Like no lights, no structure, nothing, because of being so high up in the mountain. The haze sits early in the morning. This haze is mysterious and ominous, but also very beautiful and magical. But even if we can't see clearly for a period of time, the haze will dissipate and the new blue moon brings a breakthrough of some kind. So that's what this is all about. The moon is the divine feminine energy, and it is the energy of the gravitational pull. It reveals things hidden below the surface. It shines light on things and brings clarity. So big opportunities here to manifest from the moment the blue moon rises and for 24 hours after. The manifestation energies between you and the energetic field, the esoteric, are magnified during this time. The moon reveals and brings clarity, although it does require us to do our part. And if you are more interested in knowing exactly how to manifest during a blue moon, like detailed about manifestation, I'm posting another video in regards to that. Go over there and check that out. I've got it popping up, I believe, at the end of this video. I'm not going to get into all the details about manifesting because I'd be here too long, but I want you to know that we're learning that during these big energies, they are meant for us to utilize them. And I just saw 444, and what we're seeing and what we're learning is that because we're a spiritual energetic being, right, we have these opportunities, and the universe has all these things run in cycle with these energies moving around. Specifically, so there are times where we have greater abilities to manifest. So again, if you're interested in that, if you're interested in what I'm going to do for the full moon ritual or what I've already been working on, then check out that video. All right. So the point is about manifesting. The point is about the blue moon and all the energies that are around us, right? It brings clarity. The blue moon reminds us that the yellow brick road laid out in front of us is waiting for us to step onto it. As a spiritual energetic being, we choose the reality we want to create. We choose the path we want to go down. We choose the experience that we want to have. It's waiting for a breakthrough where we can see the truth. The moon reveals things. So the blue moon is a breakthrough. It's a breakthrough of truth. Either something we're doing different, we're stepping onto a path of the unknown, we're overcoming our fears to go into a new direction, and these energies are supporting you with synchronicities and love, and all you really need to do is send up a bat signal. Now, I love this analogy. Donna Stellhorn, YouTuber, she's an astrologer, described this. She said it's an opportunity for you to, turn on the light. In Batman, they have the signal. So when they're in trouble, they shine the bat signal, the wings, into the sky, into the night sky. So she's saying that this is an opportunity to speak your truth. This is an opportunity to use your voice, to consider and proclaim what it is you'd like to voice. What would you like to be heard about? Because the universe, you have the universe's ear during this blue moon. The universe has aligned these energies as a period of time where we can display that bat signal in the sky. We can call in our spirit guides and our team of angels and ask for help and say, I need help right now with this. I just saw 717. So we set our intention. Here's your chance. What do you need to say? What truth would you like to be heard now that the universe is listening? What breakthrough can you have in your life with the light of the super blue moon guiding your path, showing you which path to take? So this reading today, I'm going to draw some cards for each zodiac sign. So guys, if this is wet your whistle and you want more details, check out my video about manifesting during the blue moon. I just gave you a little recap here, and I'm gonna pull a couple cards for each zodiac sign and see what exactly these energies are revealing for you and how you could take advantage of. See you over there. All right, Aries, let's pull some cards for you and see what it is these super full blue moon energies are shining down and reflecting for Aries to see. So I pulled a Shaman Dreams Oracle card, and I'm going to do that for each reading for the blue moon. And Aries, you have got card number 45. This is repairing the veil. This is all about forgiveness. I see that 45. I don't know if that's relevant to somebody. That could be in 4 to 5 days. That could be in 45 days. It could be a birth date. But what this card says, this Shaman Dream Oracle, is that we have two sides. And take a good look at this card. I thought it was very unique. We have two sides of sky, two sides of space with an empty space in the middle where there is no sunshine. We see a thread and needle symbolizing something needing to be mended or sewn together to bring two halves back into wholeness. When we offer forgiveness to ourselves and to others, it allows us to transform a situation. We see a butterfly on the card. Just as a caterpillar transforms into a beautiful butterfly, these blue moon energies give us the universal support, transform something that we need to offer forgiveness of, that we need to forgive ourselves of, that we need to go ask for forgiveness from somebody else. This energy is saying that this is an opportunity to repair the veil. Forgiveness becomes the glue that closes that seeping gap of energy that we extend if we leave a situation in chaos with no closure. No closure leaves a gap. No closure leaves stagnant energy. It leaves a blockage. It's a ripple that energetically produces karma until it is repaired, right? So let's say a father and a son aren't talking. Something happened 20 years go by. They haven't spoken to each other. That ripple karmically has been having an effect on both of those characters because it was not repaired. It was left out there without closure. And if someone needed to offer forgiveness, ask for forgiveness, or forgive themselves, and they didn't do it, this is how we have this divide and this period of time where we can repair this veil. We can repair this gap between two people or situations. So let's look at an example. Let's say two friends have a falling out and they're not speaking anymore. And one person reached out and tried to correct things. One person offered forgiveness, all right? But the other person refused to listen to it. They didn't reciprocate the forgiveness. The person that offered the forgiveness to clear the air is not accumulating karma because they took the steps to clear that out. But if the other person doesn't accept the forgiveness, doesn't clear the air, just leaves this stagnant energy, well, then that person from that point on is accumulating karma. And if your life goes to shit after a situation like this, you can bet your ass that this is connected to it. Everything is connected. Everything has a ripple effect. If we harbor resentfulness to somebody because they're not talking to us anymore, or because things didn't go the way we wanted them to go, and we're holding that, well, that is deep, dark, low energy, and you will not be able to grow. You will not be able to be until you clear that energy. It is going to fester just like an untreated wound that gets maggots on it and starts oozing. That energetic wound is not going to go away. It's going to stay. It's going to grow. It's going to make itself more noticed because the universe is saying to you, you have to take care of this. This is something that is your responsibility as a spiritual, energetic being. If you're not offering to forgiveness to another person, if you're not clearing the air, if you're holding bad intentions or hate towards somebody for something that happened in the past, the only person that you are hurting is yourself. So the new blue moon, Aries, is saying that someone in your energetic field is wanting to apologize to you and ask for forgiveness. Or you can reverse the roles and you are now realizing, man, I owe somebody an apology. I need to apologize to somebody and I need to ask for forgiveness about something. And we humble ourselves. You know, that shows that you're conscious and aware and you're evolved as a human being when you can, you know, put on your big girl panties and step out there and go apologize for something that you owe an apology for. You'll know if you're the one that owes the apology because it won't sit with you right. It will feel like a dark pit in your stomach that will not go away no matter what you try to do to fill that hole or what you try to do to drown out that message of what the universe is trying to tell you. And I just saw 555. So I'm pulling another card here. I've got the Dark Mansion deck. Let's take a look at what is going on with this opportunity to repair a veil. And we've got the Seven of Wands. So this is someone willing to fight, to go up against numerous challenges. They are determined, and the red sash tied to their belt shows they are very passionate about this upcoming battle. So somebody sees this opportunity. They have felt the call to repair something. They have felt the call to forgive themselves or forgive others, or go apologize to somebody else and ask for forgiveness. And they're ready to fight. They're prepared to go to battle. And with the Six of Cups clarifying the Seven of Wands, this is soulmate energy. So right off the bat, without knowing what kind of reading this was going to be, this turns out to be, we have got a soulmate. And this doesn't mean romantic. You have lots of soulmates in your life. You have lots of people that are part of your soul tribe or your soul cluster that is part of your team when you're down here. So each of you, run across each other's paths and you bounce these energies off of each other to learn lessons. So even somebody you're not talking to, somebody that's mad at you, somebody you haven't talked to in 20 years, it doesn't mean that they're not a soulmate. If you're having a lesson, something that you can learn with them, you can bet your ass that they probably are a soulmate. And I mean that in the platonic sense, not necessarily the romantic sense. So this is a divine feminine and she's staring at a photo. She's dreamy-eyed, thinking of the past, thinking of this person that's in this photo. You see that there's two cups sitting on the table, but only one individual is actually there. And what I found interesting is that the other cup in the chair have sat empty for so long that she's used this cup as a vase and she has stuffed a plant in it. So she's waited so long. She doesn't look impatient. She looks like she's patiently been waiting, but she's reminiscing. This is a card of nostalgia. Maybe to lessen the pain of having to be removed reminded that someone is missing out of her life. They have been absent for a very long time. This is a time, look at her. She's wearing that big dress with that big hoop underneath, and that, what is it called? The undergarment where they tied it. And I know it has a name for it, but it's eluding my brain right now. So this looks like this was a time. I just look at how she's dressed and think that maybe these two characters have been tangling, not just in this lifetime, but for past lifetimes too. If this is a soulmate twin flame energy, these two could have gone lifetimes where they didn't get their shit together, they didn't get their act together, and they didn't come into union during other lifetime. Maybe they waited, maybe they were angry, maybe one held resentfulness, and then time came and time went and there was no resolution, and they carried that into the next lifetime. That's stuff we're clearing right now, just to let you guys know. So we've got a divine masculine here that's willing to fight for a soulmate or for a soul connection. That he, and I say he only because it showed the Seven of Wands, a divine masculine dressed in his battle garb. He's ready to go to war, So let's say divine masculine and divine feminines we're seeing on both these cards. The divine feminine that was sitting there waiting, and the divine masculine that was ready to go fight. So they have been away from each other is what seems like a very long time. And the oracle card is of needing to repair the veil between these two people, needing to bring these two energies back together and seal that open space where that energy is just flowing, where it's being lost, where it's not being directed. This is to clear the esoteric karma that has been accumulating because of a prolonged inability to heal a situation and move things to calmer waters with this connection. If this divine masculine is sitting in this energy, this is a very uncomfortable place to be, because the universe is relentless. It will keep giving you message and signals and signs and synchronicities and keep eating at you, and you'll have all these 9 of Swords and 10 of Swords where you're sleepless nights, anxiety, and you can't get it out of your head. There is a reason that it's doing that to you. It's because the universe is saying, you have to fill your duty and stand up with honor and integrity, even if you were wrong in the situation, even if you were right in the situation. The universe says if there is bad blood or bad energy between two people, it needs to be repaired. You're not going to heal a situation and move on from it. It's going to be stagnant if you don't take the opportunity to repair this. Bring things to calmer waters. How difficult is it to apologize to somebody and say, I know things were a mess. I know we probably both played our parts in having this disagreement that led us to not speaking anymore, but I don't want to be in this energy anymore. I don't want to feel bad or sad or guilty or resentful or hateful or angry or disappointed because of a situation. The only way to clear that is to step forward, take action, and manifest a new beginning in that relationship. So I'm digging in, and I'm fired up today. Don't mind me. Oh my gosh. So the moon energies are already starting with me. So why such a prolonged period of time? Why did this divine feminine sit here and wait and be nostalgic and set the table and sit there at the table all alone, and then have it be such a long period of time that, well, that cup isn't going to get drank out of. We're not going to be cracking open a bottle of wine and sharing wine anytime soon. So let me stick a plant in the cup, okay? So this was her mentality. She was like, I got to make the best out of a situation. What took this divine masculine so long? We've got the 10 of Wands, because he was carrying a truckload of burdens and obligations on his back. Not just branches, but whole logs, whole trees piled up on his back. And it was going to be a long journey before he could be able to release them and be free. We see the owl shows wisdom. He knew and accepted the truth of the reality. He knew that this was going to be a journey, and it was going to be difficult, and there was going to be some pain, and there was going to be some suffering, and there was going to be times that you wanted to give up. There was going to be times where you wanted to, tap out, throw in the towel. But we see in this picture that there is a yellow brick road or a golden path that leads to the castle. And the whole time that he knew he was going to have to unload these burdens, find some balance in his life, fulfill some obligations. He was on the path. He was willing to fight for this connection and repair it with a very large shoestring that looks like probably it was made for a tall, knee-high boot. I've got a pair of winter boots that I tie all the way up, like little black wow boots. But if releasing burdens was the path he had to take in order to get to the castle, this shows that he was willing to fight. It shows that he was conscious of what he had to do. If nothing else, it probably shows that he was intentional. I'm the hopeless romantic. I always will be. And I just saw 1444. But I want to ask, what is this divine feminine in her heart space? What does she really feel about this divine masculine? Let's peek. And I've got the King of Wands and the Hanged Man. The King of Wands is passionate. He follows his desires. He's a smooth operator. He is the kind of king that comes in and basically makes you feel like, melted butter, where your knees get a little weak and you're just like, holy, it just lights a fire inside of you, like hot flash. And with the Hangman, it says that she thinks, like, in her opinion, what does she think in her heart space? And she's like, I always knew he was the King of Wands. Like, she could see through him right from the get-go. He was the smooth operator. This guy appears to be very strategic, very intelligent, very understanding, very, calculated is what I see. Some of my other readings I talked about Gerard Butler and how that character in Law Abiding Citizen, how he was just the mastermind. He was 10 steps ahead of everybody until he wasn't. But this is the impression I get sometimes of the divine masculine archetype. I pick up on this a lot, like this is a strategic archetype. This is a strategic divine masculine that is like hands-on making stuff happen. But the moon, the blue moon, reveals things hidden below the surface. So maybe none of this is on the surface for anybody. But in the Hanged Man energy, this was stagnant, stuck energy, just like we've been talking about. And this was the time it took him kind of hanging out, contemplating, making moves, deciding what he was going to do, and finally realizing, I don't have to sit in this stagnant energy of having a situation with somebody that I care about, not be vibing, not be corrected, not be, handled in a state of love. If something was handled in a state of pain, healing, or trauma, then that's understandable that it'd be difficult. But once we realize that, we have an obligation to correct that with love. And I think that the Seven of Wands character that wanted to fight, that's willing to fight, I think he didn't realize that he was the King of Wands. I think he didn't see that in himself. He didn't know what he was worth. And that happens with us. We don't understand or be who we truly are because of the wounding, because of the healing, because of the defense mechanisms, because of the belief systems. So she saw him as the King of Wands he always was, and sat around and wondered kind of, what took you so long? That's what she's thinking. She was sitting there. I've got the table set, 2 chairs, 2 glasses, ready to have a good time. What the hell took you so long? That's what she's gonna say. So let's ask the divine masculine how to feel about divine feminine. We know he wants to clear the air with an apology to her and himself. We know he's willing to fight. He's gone through a process of healing. And I've got the Strength card in the reverse and the Hierophant. So, all right, guys, a lot of marriage cards coming out lately. I don't know if the twin flames. Oh, it's 11:11 a.m. right now on 8/23/23, and I'm talking about marriage. I'm talking about the twin flame energies coming into union. There's a big shift going on. And this says that the divine masculine with the Strength card reversed has been trying to find the courage and the strength to possibly come in and propose marriage or a union, a partnership. That's what the Hierophant is. It's marriage. And with the Ace of Pentacles, this is manifesting a new beginning. This is planting seeds that you can grow and have a solid foundation to support a union. And possibly and specifically, this could be a marriage. Really odd marriage card. 6 of Wands, 2 of Cups, 4 of Wands, Hierophant. Just been coming out a lot in a lot of readers' readings. So I dug a little further, and I'm very weird that I just saw an 1111 on 8/23/23. That's a big synchronicity. So what is the DM looking to propose? Okay, I'm nosy. I'm gonna dig. If the universe is gonna give me an answer, I'm gonna ask for it. No questions, no answers. Love that. And we've got the Three of Wands. This is, you see a divine feminine packed, dressed to the hilt, ready to go. She's waving to this chariot coming, following the yellow brick road. She's got her white little handkerchief out, all dressed to the hilt. I got my trunks, I got my bags packed, I'm ready. This is a divine masculine that he's got the future all mapped out. He's got a blueprint. We see that chariot coming in the background, coming to pick up the divine feminine as she waves. Hello, I'm over here, I'm over here. She's got her big hoop dress. Again, shows that this connection could have been lifetimes. Wearing these big dresses is the times of, let's see, 1800s, late 1700s, but mostly 1800s going into the 1900s. I mean, think about the Titanic. They were doing all that shit with the garters and the, what is that thing called? The thing that ties, the undergarment. Why is that eluding my brain today? It's a corset. That's what it is. So she's dressed, and she looks like she's from a different time, and you don't see a car on this card coming. You see a chariot with horses, which is exactly the same time that you would be wearing these big hoop dresses. So I definitely see some lifetime energy here. We've already know it's soulmate, twin flame energy. And that red dress, man, that shows that she is passionate. Whoever's coming in, she's all fired up about him. She knows that's my King of Wands. Over here, burn arrow. So there was many paths. I see her as being very passionate about this upcoming part of their lives, both of them. There was many paths or ways this divine masculine could have chose. But we see that the yellow brick road, the golden road, led him right into the arms of a soulmate, even after no communication, even after a breakup or a separation that left a split, a divide in the hearts of these two people, a divide in the space of having these energies flow together, beautiful like they should. There was a gap. There was, like it says, it needed to repair the veil. It needed forgiveness. And he planned it. He knew he had to release burdens. He knew it was going to be a long trip, a long battle, a long journey. He was prepared for it. He was willing to fight for it. And it seems to me like he just had to gain some self-worth. This blue moon energies are bringing a breakthrough in this connection that may have been stagnant in a holding pattern for a very long time because the divine masculine did not remember who he was. He did not remember that he's a King of Wands. He did not remember that he is the warrior, divine masculine, and they take charge. They handle their business. They're not going to sit back and not have the courage to come forward and apologize to somebody when they need to apologize. They are going to be the first ones there to clear the air. He had to remember that he was a King of Wands, and he's bringing in this long shoelace to repair this energetic tear that's gone on for a long time. These two soulmates were apart for what appears to be a very long time in the 3D physical world because she waited. She reminisced as she looked at pictures or she checked out his social media. And as he was struggling and battling to get to that castle after trying to release all these burdens and these obligations that kept him away from his soulmate, even self-imposed kept himself away because he didn't remember who he was. He didn't have the confidence to step into his divine masculine energy. He had to clear out some fears. He had to find some balance. He had to take care of some obligations, and he had to release some burdens. And this blue moon is helping this divine masculine to release his fears and to go forward with his plans, to follow that yellow brick road that leads him back to his soulmate. And she waited patiently for him. Now she's packed. She's dressed in her best. She's flagging him down by waving a handkerchief. She's saying, I'm here. I'm ready. Come pick me up in your chariot. And by the way, I've always known you were the King of Wands. What friggin' took you so long? And if you enjoyed this reading and this resonated with you, please smash that like button. That allows you to put your energy towards this community, towards this channel, towards this message, so that other people can hear these messages and grow. And I love and appreciate that so much. I really enjoyed telling this story today. Aries, this is really, really awesome. I'm a rising in Aries, so there is some seriously powerful energies coming back in. So be alert, be diligent, and utilize these blue moon energies to benefit you. The sky is the limit when you have the universe backing you in every step that you take. We'll see you at your next reading. Peace.